All right, guys, today's recap is a big one, okay? My name is Chris, and I'm the Algo Man here on TikTok, and we're featuring three tools in the CYMO arsenal today. We're featuring CYMO Pro, PredictMO, the newest addition to the family, and the Dynamic VWAP. Now, we're going to break down what they showed us and how they kept us out of trouble, and how to follow the process yourself, especially if you're a scalper, okay? So this is one of these sessions where if you're a scalper, this is gold, all right? Now, as always, we're going to begin by reviewing the last 30 minutes of the previous session because that's where the DNA of the next morning's open is buried, all right, guys? Now, we're going to look at that right here, okay? And if you can see, there were no sine wave formations for the last half hour of the session right there. No sine wave formations at all, guys. It was just a slow grind. As a move to the downside, that's what you had, okay? The last half hour of yesterday was trending down right there, okay? And, clear cycles were unfolding into the close. You had cycle number one. You have the trend component of price going in right there. Let me just put an arrow so you can see exactly what I mean, okay? So you had cycle number one, and you had the beginning of cycle number two right there, okay? So if you're halfway through cycle number two right there, that ought to make you pause and think for a moment. But here's what set today apart. PredictMO right here, okay, this indicator at the bottom, which is our newest indicator, was already above the zero line before the close. Now, if you've been paying attention, you know what that means. It was already forecasting an upside move at today's open right there. Now, if this is already above the zero line and it's forecasting a potential move to the upside and you're already halfway through cycle number two, gosh darn it, guys, I don't know how else to say this, but what else do you think is going to happen at the open? Okay? If the market's been going down in a slow trend towards the close in the last half hour of the session, and it's evidenced here by cycle number one, cycle number two, okay, you're halfway done with cycle number two, and now you've got your new machine learning tool that's telling you, hey, it's predicting 2 bars in advance. What do you think is going to happen at the open? Okay? Of course, okay, you probably guessed it. Your guess is as probably good as mine, guys, okay? Sure enough, the market popped out of the gate this morning, okay? And that upside move, of course, didn't really last long. Unfortunately, shortly after the market opened, the market devolved into a choppy mess, a slow oscillating grind with no clear direction. Here's the golden rule, guys. When you see that happen, if price is stuck inside the 15-bar dynamic VWAP, the cyan lines, okay, you sit it out. This is not time to be aggressive. Chop is where most traders give it all back. So today gave us a perfect textbook example of that. And if you forged trades during that range, you probably lost. But if you had the discipline to wait, you stayed alive. And that's the key, guys, okay? Now, let's go ahead and talk just a little bit about PredictMO here, okay? Yesterday, I showed it to you with a setting of 20. And today, we're dialing it down to a setting of 10. Now, you may be asking yourself, why? Because I wanted to show you how it can be customized, how you can customize the sensitivity of the prediction line, okay? If you want a more responsive signal, drop that setting to 7 or 10. And if you want something smoother and more stable, push it up to like 15 or 20, okay? There's no right answer. It depends on how you trade. But here's one thing that's real critical, and a very critical reminder to everyone, okay? PredictMO needs data. It's a machine learning algorithm that learns from history. So make sure you load at least 60 days worth of data on your chart. No data, no brains, period, okay? And we're going to watch how this whole thing played out right now. And if you have any questions afterwards, you can watch the recap or message me, and I'd be more than happy to answer them for you. So just hold back on your questions, guys, until we actually get through the quick demo. I'll run this bad boy till around, I don't know, maybe noontime today and kind of go through the chop, go through a lot of the action that happened, and pause it along the way to kind of give you some color and explanation as to what's going on. Okay, so we're about to begin the session, 10 times the speed of the market. Hot dog, guys. This is right at halfway through cycle number 2. It's been trending to the downside. This is the previous day session, and you got PredictMO that predicts 1 or 2 bars ahead, telling you that the market's going to open to the upside. Let's see what happens. And there we go. Market open to the upside. Any surprise? And there we go.
Order
That's
filled.
your signal right there. If you wanted to be a cowboy and take it and be aggressive, you can. Remember, guys, whenever you see the price line moving up this strongly, you're typically going to have 2 rotations before price actually fizzles. Now, you also have momentum moving up pretty strong right here, which is another consideration to potentially stay in the trade longer. And let's see how this would have worked out, okay? And here's the beginning of the second rotation to the upside that we're talking about right now, all right? I'm going to keep my finger on the sell button because the moment that the orange line crosses below the 0 line, we are done with that move. And there we go.
Order
right
filled.
Okay, done. Over with. There's nothing else left in that move to the upside, okay? 832 to 872. About a 40-point move, okay? Now, cycle is, okay, this is another
Order
entry
filled.
to the upside right there. Okay, you've got cycle moving back up again right there. So we are going to take this to the upside because the price line has not yet crossed, right here when we took the trade, had not yet crossed 0. So we will take that for a little bit more upside. But the moment that it crosses below the 0 line, you are done with that trade. And there we go. Right
Order
there, guys.
filled.
Okay. That's where I'd pull the trigger from 850 to 872. Not a bad little scalp, okay? And let's see what continues to devolve out of this. So now price is back in your 15-bar VWAP. And you know, guys, this example that I just gave you guys right here was a real low probability trade. Anytime you're taking trades inside this 15-bar VWAP, they're really not going to move, okay? They're going to move at a really slow pace. And as you can tell, this was only like a 3-bar trade to the upside. You clipped it, you made money, and that was it. But anytime there's trades originating out of this zone, they're going to be very low probability trades, and they're really not going to go anywhere, okay? Now, as you go along with this, from this point all the way forward for a little bit, you're just going to have to be patient because the market devolved into this nothing but chop fest mess, and the market was just consolidating during the whole time. Now, you can certainly trade whatever is inside the 15-bar VWAP. You know, if you made this bad boy a lot more responsive, like if you set it down all the way to 7, I really wouldn't recommend doing that on a 2-minute chart. If you're going to be a cowboy and do that, then cool. That's your style, no problem. And you can probably get away with that on a 30-second chart. You would need something a lot faster to execute your trades, okay? So you'd use, a 2-minute chart, and when prices, for example, like right here at the 15-bar VWAP, and you wanted to catch the move from this point all the way till it hits the top of the 15-bar VWAP, this little span right there, yes, you can do that. And you can combine a 2-minute chart with a 30-second chart to do that with PredictMO, all right? But you're going to have to use 2 charts. One to kind of give you the stability of the price move, and the other one to give you the execution capabilities to really pull the trigger to see price move from the base support to the bottom, to the top of the resistance here in the 15-bar VWAP, okay? I wouldn't attempt doing it if you really have to trade inside the 15-bar VWAP on a 2-minute chart. You'd have to get a 30-second chart to do that to really give you the flexibility to get out of the trade, okay? That's just some food for thought for any of you guys who are like hyper scalpers. Gold, okay, you can use this for gold. I don't trade gold myself. In fact, I don't even think I have a subscription to the metals. Yeah, I'm almost sure I don't have a subscription to the metals. But it does work on gold. And by the way, gold prices are out of control, man. They're just so high. It's just unbelievable how high they are. And you can see, guys, right here, price is really respecting the 15-bar VWAP. But not only that, it's touching right here at the 80-bar VWAP. Notice how price came down. Hit the 80-bar VWAP right here. And remember, there's only 2 outcomes when price hits the 80-bar VWAP. It either breaks or it bounces. And look at this. This is like a textbook example of what I'm telling you guys, and I preach here every day. It hits the top of resistance, comes back down, hits the 80 bar VWAP, and what does it do? It slinkies right back up to the 15 bar VWAP. And what does it do? Comes right back down. Hits, bounces, okay? Comes back down, hits, bounces, okay? It's really amazing how these tools really capture the ebb and flow of what's happening in the market. And right now, if you're noticing, the channel is actually closing in a little bit, which tells you you're in a very low volatility and volume environment right here, guys. It's going to start getting really super tight right here. These are definitely trades that don't have a lot of meat on the bone, and I personally wouldn't be trading them myself. That's what these tools are here for. They're designed to keep you out of trouble. We offer 2 free one-on-one coaching calls with you guys to kind of get you set up. It's part of your onboarding package to help you make sure. We have some really good tools to make sure that you're set up just exactly the way you see on my screen right now, but that you also have a handle on what you're looking at and how to use the tools. So yeah, you get that. All of that's covered in the one-on-one calls. And we're just going to let this thing kind of bounce around a little bit here. There's not a lot of action right now, guys. If price is rolling in right here, it's just noise. That's what it is, noise. And this calls for patience, guys. This is one of these moments where a lot of traders give back to the market what they've made earlier in the session. And it's kind of sad they do, because if you had tools like this, you wouldn't be trading any of this noise, because that's exactly what it is, noise. All right, guys, this is not a trade to the downside right here, okay? And it's not a trade to the downside. If you notice, the predictor has not crossed the 0 line right here, okay? Now, right here, it did cross. It's right here at the 80 bar VWAP. Let's see what happens with the next bar, because typically it'll bounce. And that's the end of it right there, okay? That is likely going to bounce. It's not going to go anywhere. Not here. This tool is not designed to scan the market. It's designed for precision entries and exits for future indices. And there we go, guys. Back into chop zone right there. So yeah, this was the good part of the morning. I know that everyone wants a little bit of excitement in the market, but there was really none today. Not a lot that you can say, okay, cool, I'm going to go ahead and take this trade and it's going to go my way. Now, I'm going to show you some cool nuances when I get done with this that might pique your interest. And I'm sure that you can't spot them right now in PredictMO, but I'm going to show them to you once I'm done and I kind of go back and explain a little bit more, okay? But right now, price is not really doing anything, guys. It just bounced. Look, it hit the 80 bar VWAP right here. Bounced, boom, right there. There was really no trade right here to take with PredictMO. Right here, there was no trade either. Hit the 80 bar VWAP and just kind of bounced up a little bit right there as well. And again, guys, if it's your style to trade this, you can trade this. In fact, you could have taken the trade right here and hopped out right here, which would have been at this bar. Okay, that's cool. If that's the way you trade, you would have made money on that trade as well. But, the way I trade, I like looking for the more high probability setups where I think price may eventually run. No, it doesn't scan the market. These tools do not scan the market. They're not designed to scan anything. They're designed to be precision entry tools. You can watch some of the videos we have over on our YouTube channel. I think that'll kind of give you a good sense of what the tools actually do. All right, guys, this looks like a short entry to me right here, and I'll tell you why, okay? A, you have momentum going down right there. B, you've got the wave line coming down right there. C, you've got PredictMO coming down right there too, okay?
Order filled.
That's the end of it right there, guys, okay? 851 to 787. Nice little clip to the downside. Anytime you have these fast moving bars that either go up or down like this, guys, it's always best to clip them and get out of the trade. Now we have a potential setup here to go long, okay, with both cycle and momentum going up. Okay, that's
Order
your
filled.
entry to the long side right there with PredictMO, boom, right there. Now you do have a nice little pull up in price right here, and you have momentum above the threshold, okay, which is nice as well. So this is not a cycle trade to the downside where momentum kind of follows cycle the way it did in some of these trades back here, okay? Instead, momentum is actually pulling price up. And normally when you see this type of price action, you have two rotations right here with price, okay? This is the first one, it ends right here, and this is the second one that begins right here. The moment that this crosses the zero line, guys, I am out. I am done. That's it.
Order filled.
Right there. Okay? Bingo. And notice that this is at the commencement of cycle number 2 right here as well. Okay? Check that out. But this is predicting 2 bars in advance. Okay? So, look at this. Okay, now that's
Order
more
filled.
upside right there. Okay? And it's more upside because your price line is still above 0 and this just popped up again. The moment it crosses the 0 line, that'll be done. It'll be done. And that is pretty much it right there, guys. The moment it crosses the 0 line, you want to blow out of that trade. Is there any more huff and puff in that?
Order
Probably
filled.
is about 50 points right there. And that's it. If you wanted to go for round 3, you can go for round 3 right there. But I think you guys see the point right here of what I'm trying to make with this tool, okay? It's a precision algorithm that really, really helps nail those trades with precision, guys, okay?
Wow, did you see that? That's what you call precision.
All right, guys, I'll leave it there so you guys could replay it and check it out. You have just out down here. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate the comments, man. Really do. There you have it, guys. PredictMO right there. And if you're one of our existing subscribers, you already know what comes next, guys, okay? You need to recreate today's session. Follow the same process I did today. Start with the last half hour of the previous session. Load up CYMO, PredictMO, the dynamic VWAP, exactly how you see it here on the screen. Then run the replay. Watch the behavior around the VWAP. Confirm setups using PredictMO sensitivity tests, and then and only then compare your results to what I've posted over on Discord. Now, be fair to yourself, guys. Don't cheat, all right? This process is for you. It's not for me. If you can reproduce it, then you own it, okay? And that's super important for you guys to do, all right? It's part of your process to really fine-tune what you're doing with your trading, okay? Now, one last thing that's important before I go ahead and take any Q&A right now. Prices go up this Sunday. And if you're not already in the bundle plan, you'll miss out on access to PredictMO. Now, let me be clear. PredictMO is not available on the basic plan. Okay, so bundled members are being grandfathered in at the current rate. And that rate will never go up as long as you're active. So if you've been watching from the outside, from the sidelines, now's the time to step in. You can click the link in my bio, choose the full suite, start your 7-day free trial, and you'll get access to PredictMO, CYMO, PureMO, the dynamic VWAP, ScalpMO, everything we've got in the full suite. Okay, and you'll get access to our private Discord and the Dr. Freud sessions and a whole bunch of other cool stuff. So that's where the real setups and insights live, guys, okay? And just keep that in mind, because next week on Monday, when I come on here, you're not going to see that pricing ever again. All right? So just go ahead and keep that in mind. So if you have any questions, go ahead and just drop them there in the comment box, and I'd be more than happy to answer them for you. I almost forgot. I was going to show you guys a little bit of a nuance here that I thought was cool. That is one of those things that I guess as a developer, I've spent a lot of time with this tool, so I know it front and back really well. But here's the thing, guys, okay? If you're in this region right here, if you're in this chop region right here, you're kind of wondering, all right, how is price gonna move? Okay, remember that CYMO here is capturing the swing in the market, the rhythm, okay, the structure of which way the market goes. And just think of yourself at the park, okay? You're pushing the swing and the swing's just going up and it's going down, okay? That's exactly what CYMO is doing when it's capturing the rhythm of the market, okay? But PredictMO is actually looking ahead about 2 bars, okay? And if you look at this, okay, it's already pre-calculating what's going to happen in the future right there, okay? So as you see the swing start going up, you see the swing right here, the moment that the cyan line goes above the 0 line, kind of starts going up, 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 and it crosses over here, and that's it right there, okay? Look at what's happening here with PredictMO, okay? If you see right here, the moment it goes up, okay, the moment it actually crosses with the price line, that is it, guys, okay? This is telling you that this is hitting the top right there. The fact that the orange line crossed over that green line right there, that's telling you that that just hit a top right there, okay? That's exactly what that's telling you, okay? It's super, super easy to read that right there, okay? And same thing, like right here, for example. You see that go up, okay? The moment that it crosses that line right there, which is right there at that bar, that means the trade is over. There is nothing else. There's nothing else literally left in the trade. Here's another example right here. Okay, you see how PredictMO went up right there, okay? And the moment it went up and it crossed below right there, you see that super sharp cross? That was it, guys. That was that bar right there. There's nothing else left in that move to the upside. And the moment that it comes back down right there and it crosses above the green bar right there, that is it. You're right there at that bar. I mean, you cannot find a tool as precise as PredictMO out there in the market, guys. You cannot find anything out there like this at all. Trust me, I know as a developer, okay? I see a lot of stuff every day. A lot of it's garbage, but this type of precision is very difficult to find in the market, okay? But these are the nuances that you can actually see for yourself. For example, if you're right here at this 80 bar VWAP and you're wondering, is this gonna break or is it gonna bounce to the upside? Well, let me show you a simple duper easy way to use this in the market. Well, if you're right here at the 80 bar VWAP, there's only 2 outcomes, right? Price can either break or it can bounce. We know that for a fact, okay? So what happens right here when PredictMO crosses above the 0 line and you're right here at the 80 bar VWAP? What is PredictMO telling you right here that's going to happen with price? It's telling you that price is going to go up. So if you're at the 80 bar VWAP and you know that it's either going to break or bounce and PredictMO's above the 0 line, which way do you think price is going to move? Okay, up. And if it moves up, look at this. It moves up, boom, boom, boom. The moment it crosses the 0 line, you're not going to get out here. You're going to get out right here because you're going to see that crossing in the next bar. Guys, I can't think of an easier setup for you to make money with this tool. I mean, this is it, what I just explained to you right now, right there, okay? And you can back test it all you want, and it's going to be spot on every time, okay? So this is just another way to look at what you're seeing with the data on your chart. You're sitting here trying to make heads or tails of this bar, this 2-bar rotation to the downside is going to break or bounce. Just look at where the line is moving right here. And the moment that it crosses above the 0 line, you know that this is going up. Very simple, okay? This here was a very high probability trade. Yeah, these sessions are actually posted on our YouTube channel. So shortly after I get off, they'll get rendered and they'll be posted on our YouTube channel and also posted on our Discord channel for our members to watch again. So you can watch this slow-mo and check it out for yourself. I thought this was a high probability trade, okay? Yeah, we're right here, okay, at the 80 bar VWAP. This next bar was already like, okay, yes, let's go ahead and do this. But look what happened, okay? You were right here at the cusp of breaking out, and you were right here when it crossed, okay? You already had a crossing of PureMO below, and you also had momentum which fell below the threshold. So I looked at this, I looked at this, and I looked at this, and I said, this is a high probability trade, and I took it. And the moment it crossed back above the zero line right there, that was it. That was game over. Done. Okay, there's nothing else left in the trade. Okay, and just remember, guys, right here, anytime that you get this bad boy coming all the way out outside of the region Y threshold, you normally get 2 rotations. It didn't happen in this case right here, because right when I took the buy signal to close the trade off right here, this was already all the way up here. So it had already entered the threshold. It wasn't all the way down here the way it normally is, where you can say, all right, we're going to have 2 rotations. Notice right here, rotation 1, rotation 2. Price is still outside of this little threshold right here. Then, of course, I took a cowboy trade right here to the upside, and it still worked out, and I got out right there. Okay? So hopefully that adds a little bit of context to what we're doing. Are you running out the box settings? No, I'm not running the out of the box settings, guys. So what I am running is I'm running the wave line at 14. Yeah, I'm running the wave line at 14, and the actual predictor, the orange line, I've got it set today at 10. Yesterday, if you notice, I had it set at 20. Today, I dialed it down to 10 to have it be a lot more responsive to today's session. So, and you can experiment with the sensitivity. You can run it all the way from 7 to 20 and come up with a sensitivity that kind of works for specifically the type of trade that you're looking to target, right? Setting to 20, you're going to have a little bit more smoothness in it, but a setting to 7 is going to be hyper responsive, super responsive. It's probably better for maybe a lower time frame chart. So you kind of have to tweak it between 7 and a setting of 20. Today I ran it at 10. So this is what you have. You have the green line at 14, and you've got the orange line set to 10. Those are the settings I've got. And yesterday I had the orange line set to 20. So you can kind of see a difference right there, okay? That's right. You find real accuracy in these tools, and you quit guessing when you actually use tools like this to actually make your life a lot easier. There's a lot of tools out there, guys, that will really require a lot of guesswork, a lot of subjectivity, a lot of ifs, ands, or buts, a lot of rules, a lot of this, a lot of that. At the end of the day, you really don't have anything, because if a big part of your process is based on subjectivity, on what price could do or what this or that, and then you're not trading with confidence. You're trading with gut feel and subjectivity, and that's just not a quantifiable way to make money in this business. You need a process. You need something that's quantifiable. You need something that's repeatable. That's exactly what these tools do. They help you stop guessing and help you trade with a lot more precision than a lot of the tools that are currently out there floating around on TikTok. Okay, now guys, listen, we're in June. All right, that's right. Half the year's gone, and if you're not moving forward right now, you're not stuck. You're stalling, and you really need momentum. And PureMO gives you that edge. CYMO gives you the structure. PureMO and ScalpMO give you the entries. Okay, and we give you the roadmap to make it all work. So here's the ask. Stop browsing, stop lurking, stop watching, join the bundle, join our community, use the tools, get on the leaderboard, and make this your breakout quarter. All right? I'll see you in the live stream, and I'll see you guys also on the Discord, okay? Let's go ahead and hunt, guys, and make tomorrow the best day possible, okay? Happy trading, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. Thanks again for being a great crowd.